not be neutral. There maybe it's subtly, but it will always be there. It's the only thing we are not being able to identify with the awareness element. What I feel.
Yes, 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 yes. Always there will be a pleasure and pain identification, and as subtler these identifications, we will behave neutrally that much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
According to my clarity, sir,
Yeah,
my thinking.
that's what my observation also. I go in line with your observation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Next is yes.
so what does it mean to go beyond pleasure and pain?
Yeah, that's
Is it like
yeah. Thank
underrating
you.
it?
Yeah, thank you for bringing the attention back on this line. So this is one observation that I would like to share. Because of the stimulated pain and the pleasure and pain, because of the modified fact, we know all those change, right? And we understand that whenever we focus on the pleasure, the pain is definitely in between. So stimulation. So when we increase pleasure, we call it stimulation, and stimulation will have definitely some or other suppression within it. So when we understand this phenomena, we unknowingly start demeaning the pleasure as a whole. That pleasure is something criminal act that we are, if we are opting any pleasure, then we are doing some criminal act as a being, which is not the rational way of explaining or understanding the things. So pleasure is very much natural, and we are driven by the pleasure. We all the organisms by nature are hedonistic. Hedonistic means pleasure seeking. So natural pleasure will be driving our existence. We cannot ignore that. If we ignore that, then we will suffer the unsatiation, because we need to satiate ourselves. That is the natural, that is leading us to natural growth. So we cannot ignore the pleasure completely. We need to confirm that the root of the pleasure is as natural as possible. Then there is no point of doing anything wrong to the self or irrational to the self. That's my observation.
And sir, if the uh, root of the pleasure is not uh, natural, but we are aware of it, then it is also rationality, right?
We are aware and we are not obsessive about it. The more we are aware, less we are obsessed about it.
Hmm.
And slowly and gradually, the attraction towards that modified fact will reduce.
Hmm.
Right? So,
Would someone like to read this next question?
yeah, Binal, can you read for all of us?
One school of thought speaks about cultivating rationality through meditation, whereas another talks of not trying or striving but arriving. I'm confused which one to follow. To ensure that I, and then there is another question, to ensure that I reduce reactive memory and increase restive memory. After I identify the source of the memory, how do I break the pattern?
Now, yeah, anybody would like to share their thoughts on this? The schools of meditation, the questioner proposed about. So, if I may ask to the participants, what is meditation?
A state of thoughtlessness.
Is it so? State of thoughtlessness can be possible.
No. May
No,
I?
aspire for that.
Right. Yes, Isha.
When
According to
there is
me,
lesser and lesser speed instead of.
Yes, Isha.
According to me, it's opposite. State of thoughtlessness can never be existent till the time we are alive, according to me, because brain is working. We can't deny this fact. My brain will stop while I'm meditating. One. Second, to me, a state of pure consciousness or awareness regarding that specific time period, be it 1 minute, 1 second, or maybe 5 minutes.
Can you repeat this?
100%.
Can you repeat this, Isha? The last sentence once again.
The only last sentence or from
Yeah,
the starting, sir?
only the last sentence.
For me, even a fraction of second where I'm 100% conscious about my surroundings, about my everything, that is a complete state of meditation to me, sir.
Okay. Okay.
And I fully disagree when someone says it's a state of thoughtlessness, because it's non-understandable to me. It's after once
No,
you die.
Nandini has revised her proposal that as less as possible, she meant.
No, that's okay. That's her way of thing. I'm not saying that is right or wrong, but to me, it is not possible till the time you're alive.
Agreed. I think Nandini also agrees to that. But ultimately, lesser the thought, better the state of being. That is what is
Higher state of awareness at that time then.
Right.
That's what happens.
So with the current understanding of the topic, if we may revise little about this understanding of meditation. Meditation is a state of least sensed body's physiological sensation. Can you say that? That we are not at all disturbed with the body sensation, physiological sensation. Body sensation is physiological sensation that is occurring within us, and that is quite equivalent to the state of awareness. That is quite equivalent to the state of less thoughtness.
I would say if the third layer, which is psychological, also if I'm stable, second physiological plus psychological, then I can say yes, it is a state of meditativeness to me.
Yes, yes. So to answer, to respond to this proposal.
So the question.
Yes, Meenu.
So I just wanted to say one thing here, that what is awareness, if we can just go through that again. And also the body sensations which are not identified by us, because body sensation is happening in every cell of the body. Many are not, most are not identified by us. What about that, sir?
So in terms of physiological sensation, if we talk the awareness, then it is a state where we identify the body sensation, but it is not creating any disturbance within me. Like it is neither creating any extra excitement or any kind of lowness. So any extra excitement or lowness, depressed state, both are physiological sensation only that we suffer from. So the state of awareness means the least these disturbances. Yeah, Rupesh.
So basically you mean to say that the perception is modified.
Yes.
The sensation will be the same, but we will not be perceiving it as we will be perceiving it as pleasure and pain.
So for example, you are not in a situation, you are if I may say that you love the fruits the most, and in a situation you are not getting fruits, but you have to have cooked food, burger, you have to consume burger. Now that consumption of the burger is not bringing an extra excitement in your perception. If that is happening, then you are meditating. So actually yesterday I was in a gathering, and where the lives of Adivasi was being discussed, that they all lead a natural life. Now the question that I propose there is that will they continue leading the same lifestyle when they are exposed to the attractions, so-called created attractions? Will this be possible? Because unknowingly we glorify this innocence a lot. It is not the fact that if I am not exposed to, then I am I am maintaining my integrity. The question is, if I am exposed to the attraction, then also can I, with modification of perception, can I overcome that attraction? By understanding, not by suppressing. Here comes the response to this question. By understanding the fact of the root, that this root has got the least fact and more ideas. And why should I be driven by some other's idea when I have the capability to generate my idea? And my idea is myself. So the school of meditation which says that without ignoring rationality, if I'm not sure if any school proposes that, I'm not an expert of those schools, but if rationality is discouraged, then that would definitely lead to suppression. Some or other way, you are actually building up some irrationality within. If your rational existence and neural structure is not satiated, then it is not going to sustain. Right? And this rationality doesn't need a practice. That awareness can come instantly. And from next moment, you can start practicing it. That what is the root cause? If we can identify the origin, then rest is assured. So there is an alert. So within another 5 minutes, we'll take a break. We'll continue with the next question. Have we answered both the questions? Have we responded rather?
No, sir.
Okay. So the second portion is left.
Yes, sir. To ensure that I reduce reactive memory and increase responsive memory after I identify the source of the memory, how do I break the pattern?
So you have actually answered, this question has answered the question itself. This identification. This identification is the start of breaking the pattern. Unless we identify it, we will not be able to break the pattern for sure. We'll be suppressing it. If we discontinue that habit, then it is a suppression. So if we identify the source of the memory and we can work to reduce it or discontinue it instantly. So any modification of the habit will have this regimentation and reduction method. You know these aspects, are you able to comprehend? Regimentation and reduction. Can anybody explain these two things? To change a habit, we can opt either regimentation, rational regimentation, by understanding the source, and we block it for some time, reinforcing the source and rationality within ourselves. And other is same rational understanding, then reducing the source. So that could be anything, reactive aspects or your attraction towards something modified fact, addiction towards tea. It can be reduced slowly and gradually, and then you overcome it, or instantly you stop it for some time, then revisit the attraction. With your rationality, attraction has to go lower. So breaking the pattern, it starts with the identification of the source, the origin analysis, which already answered in the question itself. Anybody wants to know
Sir, I
more
have
on
a
this?
question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, but like if we talk on the uh, food level and body level, then also like the craving or whatever that is happening, which we want to reduce through rationality, uh, uh, might also be some kind of uh, body signal, uh, because like if we are craving for too much of sweet or chocolate, that means there is some kind of we need to also identify that there is some kind of balance, or there's some kind of imbalance that about the person or body might be seeking. So uh,
No, yeah, sorry to interrupt, but why you are not identifying this as assumption? Why are you saying that this might be? When you are saying that this might be, then that means it is not sure. It is an idea. It is an assumption, right?
yeah, it's
Right?
an assumption. Yes, it's an assumption. It's not
Right.
completely
So rather than focusing on any assumption, if we focus
yes.
on the physical aspect, the sweet,
Yeah.
are we structured to consume sweet? If we question that, what is a sweet? Sweet is not a milk and sugar only. There is
Yeah.
a lot of ideation that has gone to it, somebody else's ideation,
Yes. Right.
right? So that means we are now analyzing a physical fact. We are
Right.
not on the assumption that I need a calcium or whatever you were trying to explain, some materialistic, some elemental requirement, deficiency. That's an assumption based because nobody has said it. It is completely an idea, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if we analyze the origin here, that to which I am attracted to, let's analyze that. What is in it? What is attracting me? Then you will find that particular milk is not your food. You know the rationale. The sugar is a processed thing. You know the rationale. Now the idea is somebody else's idea.
Right. But I'm still attracted towards it.
Yes, so that means here you have to confirm first that you are driven by somebody's idea. You are not driven by natural tendencies. If we are driven by nature, natural tendencies, then we are going rational. Confirmed fact, right? If you are attracted towards mango, that could be termed as a natural attraction, and that's a bodily requirement. Let's not go in the elemental details that calcium or vitamin XYZ, but your body needs the nutrients that is there in the mango, which is acceptable because it is a tendency driven route.
Yeah.
Correlate.
Sir, may I ask one thing?
Yeah, okay.
Ma'am, please. Isha.
Sir, when Vatsala said,
Yes.
she confirmed to this fact like it is an idea of someone else and I'm still attracted toward that idea. So what's wrong even if I respect that idea and I really accept that okay, somebody has put in some ideation, that's what call as evolution or some, let's say, innovation.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So
One, this is one. So let me complete.
Yes,
this is
please,
one
please,
aspect.
please.
Second, we are also evolving, right? We have not just stuck just on the apes level. We cognitively, today we all are here just to grow and to move to the next level. So why are we not accepting this fact? Even we can respect ideation or modified physical fact also. Again, there is a rational mind always in the background, but still that is not a natural. I am very clear this is an modified and this is an idea, but still I am paying respect to that idea, which is an innovation to me, and I am respecting, and I am attracting towards that. For example, chocolate, she quoted, right? So maybe at one time, with this background, which I just said, I am respecting that idea, I'm attracted also. Now I'm eating that piece of chocolate. It is not natural. I'm not eating of course, nothing is sweet actually in, except fruits, the natural sucrose or something like that. So what
Yeah,
is wrong in that also?
yeah.
Why I'm not
May I come in?
respecting? Why
We are
I'm not
running
even
out of this
ready?
session. We have to end this session in a while. So let me just respond briefly, then we'll again resume it. So we need to understand there is no question of disrespecting. It is a question of whether I am being affected physiologically with that idea or not. If that is driving my physiological sensation, it is not a question of disrespecting. It is actually going away from original self, being driven by some other self. If that idea is bringing some idea within me, that could amount to respect. But if it is bringing an obsession within me, then that is regulation. I am externally regulated. I am no more internally regulated. So think on this and we'll resume in 5 minutes. Right? I'm ending this session and we'll resume with the silence. Right? Then we'll start with this particular question on the screen.